Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Fahad, first of all, for arranging this. It is a very good experience and honor to be part of this very renowned group of panelists. So thank you. I will not take much of anyone's time because I do understand that we're nearing the closing time. कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आई थिंक मैं पीछे रह गई हैं जो मैं शायद हाईलाइट करना चाह रही हूँ बाकी तो उसके ऊपर सारी बात हो गई है एंड देन व्हेन यू हैव लीगल ईगल्स लाइक Barrister Salman Safdar in the work that Valerie does for the criminal justice system, and then we have the respective police officers. I think there's very less that I would be able to contribute. But then little things that I'd like to say. One, I felt that the entire discussion was really in a way attacking or actually highlighting the problems with the criminal justice system, but at the same time what I feel in the past few years, because of the gender cell that Anam was also talking about, there has been a change. Quickly, one case that I can basically mention is about my case that I had last year where a foreigner was about to be murdered. We had to locate her. She was near the Barki area of Lahore. The way that the police responded, I do not have any contacts in the police. I do not belong to any, political family where my name would be sufficient to get hold of DIG or IG. I basically started at a very normal call. The, Mutalika Tanaka SHO, they helped me. हमने 2 दिन का search operation किया, and we got that foreign woman with 2 of her minor children बाज़ियाब उसको करवाया, and we then obviously उसके बाद जो proceedings हुई और जिस तरीके से हुई, I have to, in this session where we're talking about the problems the criminal justice is facing, I have to mention that yes, we do have problems, but at the same time things are getting better, having seen it myself firsthand with the case that I'm actually talking about. So I have given 2 sessions to I've had 2 one-on-one sessions with Punjab police female officers as well as Sindh very recently, and one of the things we actually don't do is we actually don't acknowledge or highlight the problems that they are facing. Women are in the police sector, and yes, they are gender cells, but are they getting promotions? Are they getting facilitated within that department? We are not talking about that. So that is something that I probably like to highlight, that yes, ensure, if anything, Fahad, is that the women police officers should be getting on-merit promotions, and their problems should also be dealt with. So they are there for the longer period, and they are not discouraged, and then they eventually leave. So overall, वो चीज़ इधर आई वांटेड टू डिस्कस. एंड सेकेंडली MLOs जो आपके, जब आपका केस जो होता है, जब आप कहते हैं कि जी मेडिकल कराना है, 2-3 दफ़ा ये आप लोगों ने मेंशन किया है, मेडिकल अगर आप कराते हैं वो किससे कराते हैं? जो मेडिकल लीगल ऑफिसर्स हैं, दे आर नॉट ट्रेन्ड. सो आई थिंक दे आर नॉट, every time it goes to the medical legal officers, there are problems, there are loopholes, and that is because I think they lack the training. एक अच्छी आपकी डॉक्टर समैया हैं जो कराची में हैं, जो I think आधे से ज़्यादा काम वही कर रही हैं. जब भी कोई होता है तो डॉक्टर समैया को कह देते हैं. But that's one thing that I like to highlight as far as gender violence cases, problems are concerned. And I think we focused a lot on domestic violence and we focused on physical violence. So I'll just like to also say this, gender-based violence or online issues, it's not just limited to that. It's also verbal abuse. Verbal abuse is also, and considering we're in a school right now or in university, I'll just probably just highlight that सबसे ज़्यादा जो school dropouts होते हैं लड़कियों के, वो actually because of verbal abuse होते हैं, which is also a form of gender-based violence. And I think schools should also have these kind of awareness sessions with the children where they need to understand that do not normalize degrading women, do not normalize degrading someone from हमारा इस यहाँ पे खैर थोड़ा सा आउट ऑफ टॉपिक हो जाएगा, रेस के अलावा हमारा एक कास्ट सिस्टम भी है. So all of these actually eventually lead to dropping out of children, but then my point was regarding verbal abuse in gender-based violence. And lastly, adjournments. Last point that I want to give is जब केस में adjournments होती हैं और केस अगले साल या 2 हफ्ते बाद चल जाता है तो ना सिर्फ ये victim के लिए problematic होता है, but I think society at large we tend to talk about how bad the police is doing or how bad one institute is doing or the lawyers are doing or the judges are doing. But one thing we actually don't find a solution to is the amount or the number of adjournments in any case. That not only affects the end result, but it also why is it that not a lot of women are filing the case? उसमें सिर्फ investigation या police का भी नहीं आता, उसका ये भी होता है कि यार end result शायद 10 साल लग जाए मुझे मेरी judgment के लिए. So I think we need to work on that and we need to kind of highlight कि जब gender based violence cases आते हैं तो kindly उसको day to day नहीं तो कम से कम week by week जो है उसकी hearing हो ताकि people get justice within time and they're able to have a normal life and not be a victim for the rest of life just because they were harmed or they were wronged by someone who was, so be it. So anyway, so this is all that I wanted to say, Fahad. Thank you for your time.